Then we got the LendingTree Bowl, 4:45. We got Eastern Michigan, which sits at 7-5, playing Liberty, which also sits at 7-5. Liberty favored by 9.5 points on ESPN. The interesting part about both these teams is that Eastern Michigan, I mean, they don't view it as the best season, but 7-5 isn't a super disappointment for them. Like, this is around where you expect to go if you're an Eagles fan. Obviously, you would have liked to have a better record and won the MAC championship. Most teams would. But 7-5 isn't a record to really hold your head down for. I mean, like, 7-5 is a solid record for a MAC team. You got to a bowl game. I got to a solid bowl game with that LendingTree Bowl. Then you look at Liberty on the other hand. They went 7-5. That's a disappointment for them. Because you're looking at Malik Willis was supposed to be the next guy. He's supposed to be the next Josh Allen. You have some elite arm talent. You got... I mean, this is what you wanted if you're Liberty. You have an elite quarterback, and you blew it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Liberty, I expected to be way better this year. They ended up the start of the season off poorly. First couple games, they ended up with a loss to Syracuse, a loss they could have not had. It was a close game, and I think that can be the defining point of their season. Liberty kind of went downhill from there. They did not play great football after that point. But let's talk about the stats for a little bit. Ben Bryant for Michigan went 24-36 in the last game, threw for 221 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Bryson Moss had 5 carries for 26 yards, and Tanner Kane had 7 catches for 70 yards. Malik Willis, on the other hand, last game he had went 24-46, threw for 305 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Joshua Mack had 7 carries for 38 yards. C.J. Daniels had 8 catches for 118 yards. These teams have played once before in 1989. Liberty was pulled out of that one with a 25-24 victory. So, I don't know if you... Anyways, I was thinking this, but that's a close victory. This could be a very close game again. I think it has a possibility of being. Again, I haven't followed Eastern Michigan that much this year because, again, kind of dropped out of the MAC almost immediately because almost all MAC teams were eliminated within a week or two. So I didn't do any MAC prediction games for a long time. And while I did keep up with the Sun Belt because Coastal Carolina was staying alive in the playoff picture, and I was in South Alabama for a little bit, and I was keeping up with Conference USA because of UTSA, and I was keeping up with Mountain West because of San Diego State. I was not keeping up with the MAC all that much. It was one of the 10 conferences that just slipped away from me. Because, again, I didn't cover them after week 1 or week 2, so I kind of stopped following them. I think the only game I did in the MAC after the first 2 weeks was Buffalo, Nebraska. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's interesting. I think this is an interesting matchup here. I mean, the MAC's not the hardest conference to go in because, again, not all the teams are all that great. Most of the teams are not great at all. But Liberty's an interesting football team. I think they're a good football team. I think they have all the talent there. That's why they're favored by 9.5 points. I don't think they're going to put it all together. I do think Eastern Michigan covers the 9.5 point spread, but I do think Liberty wins this one.